Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. We got some new information, I guess some better details and better information, and maybe I missed this originally too, with Ravnica Remastered, and that is that the collector's booster boxes do have serialized cards, and we saw these first kind of, they're spoilers of the serialized cards. So if you don't want to see spoilers, I don't know, don't watch the rest of the video. But we have spoilers, and I just want to make sure you know all the information about Ravnica Remastered, because I did just put out a video a couple of days ago saying I'm just not sure what's going to be in this set that warrants a increased price per, just like Dominaria Remastered. The price point is so high at the distribution end, but for Dominaria Remastered, they had Force of Will, they had Sylvan Library, they had all these good cards inside of it that really shot the value, and then it tanked. But that was the sales pitch, but then they printed way too much of it. So we're going to take a look at this. I'm going to tell you if this changes my mind based on the other video that I did. And we're going to take a look at those cards. So let's look at them. We have, for sure, we're getting the Shocklands, right, in serialized form, because we see the Steam Vents here. And we're also getting Birds of Paradise and Niv Mizzet. And this is one of the things I said on the podcast today, which is like, how does Niv Mizzet sell a Magic set? Like, it's just not a card that, like, I know comment section there will be a few of you who love Niv Mizzet, but for the most part, Niv Mizzet's not a sales pitch for a Magic the Gathering set. Birds of Paradise, though, great card. I'm sure serialized, that one holds up pretty well and will do pretty good. It's an iconic Magic card. And then the big news, the center of attention, I think will be on these Shocklands. I think that will be the chase for the collector boxes. That'll be the thing that, like, hits it out of the park. Kind of like pulling the foil Force of Will, right? That was kind of the big thing. Kind of like pulling the retro frame Urza originally, that kind of stuff. That'll be the big chase. And the question is, how much will this hold? What kind of value? And does that warrant the box price? So I want to take a look at a couple things and evaluate the best I can to tell you guys what I think is going to be worth it or not. I tend to, my opinion tends to be, here's my opinion. I'm going to be real with you. Serialized cards seem like they are an additional gimmick that they just keep going back to. I thought serialized cards were cool on the first, the Brothers War set. I thought those were really cool, but I said I'm worried that they're just going to put them in all the time when they really don't make that much sense. Serialized artifacts kind of makes sense. Like, it's kind of a cool little thing. Like, you artifacts, like tools, mechanical things, have numbers on them. It's kind of, it fits the theme. And then we started doing serialized everything. It seems like every single set, it's just not that interesting of a thing. And that was always my biggest worry. And this is what we're getting into, which is like, now you have these expensive sets. Before, it was a standard set. And even though you have expensive cards, look at this Mox Amber, is a $1,200 card. The booster box price is sitting at $138. This is like probably around $50 below distribution cost, not including that you have to pay fees and shipping when you sell on TCG Player. And then additionally, like, even if you're like, oh, okay, Mox Amber's, I don't know, not a huge modern staple. It's a commander card. I don't know. It might be a modern staple. I don't think it is. I don't play modern. But even though that, you've got like Ragavan here. Ragavan's selling for $600-$700. Looks like the last sold one is $675. Expensive chase, card that sells for lots of money. But again, the booster boxes that it's in are $185. They're cheap. It's not. This is not an issue of, do people want serialized cards? Because I do think people are going to want these cards. The issue is, do people want to spend $285 in order to pick up these, have the potential at hitting those cards? And when you don't have the value in the rest of the set, when the serialized cards is the only value you have, it kind of makes it hard, because serialized cards are not easy to pull. We opened up for Lord of the Rings. We opened up tons of boxes. We opened up like 58 boxes, and we pulled one serialized card for the Lord of the Rings, the special set that just came out. And this is the same kind of price point. It's actually, I think, less expensive, a little bit less expensive, but it's the same kind of idea. It's an expensive set compared to standard sets. Already we have TCG Player. These boxes are selling where after fees and shipping, sellers are basically breaking even on distribution stuff. I'm gonna have some of the stuff on my website, gamegrove.gg. At like 275 is what we'll probably sell this stuff for in store. So it'll be 275. But the only caveat is if these cards hold values towards like the serialized ring price. But I just don't see that. I don't see that. I don't personally think that the Steam Vents retro frame foil is going to hold up to a Soul Ring. And the other thought is there going to be different artwork? And I'm not sure all the details, but I think there's a couple of different artworks of Steam Vents. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But I believe there's a couple of different artworks. So if we see multiple serialized different artworks, that would be wild too. I'm not going to speculate that I think that's going to happen. But if they stick to just one artwork, that'll do better for Steam Vents. But if you have like 2 or 3 different artworks that are also all serialized, that's going to be you're going to have a lot of serialized Steam Vents. And you know, if you have 3 or 4 artworks, it's 1,500 to 2,000 serialized cards. That's a lot. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what they end up doing there. But at the end of the day, I just go back to there's not enough value outside of serialized cards. And this is going to tank draft boxes too. Draft boxes, luckily, like I think everyone's caught on to this idea that the draft experience and the sealed experience is what you're buying for this set. For Ravnica Remastered, if you're interested in this set, buying it to enjoy as a sealed play experience is definitely the best bet. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like at the end of the day, is this going to be enough to hold the value? Or are we going to start seeing boxes that are going to go down? If we see like Brothers War level boxes, and we saw this with Dominaria Remastered, we saw this kind of price point on Dominaria Remastered. Man, that's going to wreck stores. It's going to wreck stores. So the other side of this, last thing I'll say, is everybody's kind of talking about the print run being reduced for Ravnica Remastered. But if they're putting serialized cards in there, they can't really reduce the print run because they have all the serialized. They could hold back the print run, I guess. But if you have serialized cards and you reduce, say you came up with a number, right? It's 20,000 different serialized cards, right? You have 40, 50, let's go, you have 40 versions and there's of 500, so it's 20,000 cards, right? Let's say you do that. So 20,000, yeah, let's say you do that. You have to have a certain, it doesn't matter the number, you have to have a certain number of booster boxes in order to hit those things, in order to have the pull rates that aren't like every case has a serialized card. Because if every case has a serialized card, then the serialized card prices are going to go down in value because it's too easy to pull. So it's a weird dichotomy where you can't really decrease the print run on the collector booster boxes because you have serialized cards in them, unless you just don't have all the serialized ever get pulled. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section. I just wanted to let you guys all know that there are serialized cards in that. So I'm redacting a little bit. This definitely adds value to the collector boosters. I still am very worried about it from a store running perspective for the set. So you guys have yourselves a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.